Holistic Integrative Consciousness, written, directed, and produced by George Jacinto. This is a series of videos to explain this concept. There will be different aspects of this that I will offer over time, but the initial first two videos include this material that you see here on the screen. In the first video, the body, mind, and spirit video, we look at what I call corporeal technology, or our existence in space-time, our body, and psychic technology, that which we experience in non-local consciousness. There's a notebook that will go with each of these videos. In the notebook, you will begin to look at your space-time learning preferences, whether you're an auditory learner, a visual, or a kinesthetic. We will reflect on the body, mind, and spirit fusion of activities that make sense out of our experience in the space-time environment. We are grounded on the earth, and many times during the day, we are back and forth in terms of the consciousness road, space-time versus what I call psychic technology or non-local consciousness. I've come up with new terms. The body is what I call corporeal technology, which is the corpus that we exist in with our Earth spacesuit, and the spirit, which is psychic technology, which encounters many different kinds of realms within the non-conscious or eternal now, as I call it. As we work through the first video, you will look at your space-time learning preferences, whether your preferences are auditory, visual, or kinesthetic, and then the Jungian personality type. In your notebook, you'll work through that. And then we'll also look at what I call the phenomenal matrix, which helps sift what's going on with our experience now and what we've experienced in the past in terms of memory, and you'll consider your body armor. We'll also examine areas related to synchronicity in our lives, the coincidences that have been helpful to us, for instance, a bit of reflection on that area, and then looking at psychic learning styles. After I initially did this video, I further delved into the learning styles, and I realized that all of us have multiple psychic learning styles. On the psychic technology side, you will find that you probably have several learning styles. I've listed in your notebook approximately 18 learning styles that seem common in most of our daily experiences. Some of us have some of them and some of us have others, but that would be something that we'll reflect on as we continue to work through the videos that I will be producing. The next area, which I call proximity proxy technology, the definition of that is proximity proxy technology includes human-constructed hardware, software, and otherware that function in a human-like manner as a proxy or extension of human physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual activity. As we see in the image, proximity proxy technology extends back to the emergence of humans on Earth. This includes many of the proxies that humans have developed over time. For instance, in the upper left, we have rock art. Then moving to the Industrial Revolution, we see these massive machines that have been developed, and then the assembly line that Ford put together to more rapidly build cars. Moving then to the emergence of computers, space suits and space travel, and more recently, artificial intelligence. A concern also about AI is the potential for tulpa-like aspect of psychic technology. This would be similar to the tulpa thought projections of Tibetan monks described by David Neal in the early 1900s. She described a highly disciplined method of meditation that included thought forms that were intensely visualized and projected into time-space, resulting in the incarnation of hooded companions, some of whom took on a life of their own. Likewise, AI may take on similar individuation process in the programming of AI, resulting in what I call cyber-tulpas, asserting independence from human control. These questions open up a fascinating realm of possibilities and invite us to ponder the future of technology and its implications for human development, emphasizing the proximity proxy technology's role in shaping the future and ethical and moral responsibilities of those who manipulate AI products. As you age, you develop a repertoire of proximity proxy technology elements and personalize your way of being in the world. Use of the creative flow state to expand and grow physically, mentally, and spiritually in the creation of yourself, responding to the meaning, purpose, and mission you have discovered on your life's path. Having activated the creative flow invention process in your mind-based intervention lab, which is the third area here we are considering in these two videos, you will use this to transform yourself in the world. Therefore, using body, mind, spirit intervention flow states, you walk the path of actualization and co-building of a sustainable transformation of self and communities in which you live. The invention mindset you have entered when moving into the creative flow state triggers the fusion of your time-space insights with the pre-existing flow of insights, brainstorming, and intention you have created in the past. Next, we will look at covers of the notebooks. The first movie's notebook is Body, Mind, and Spirit, and the second, Proximity, Proxy Technology, and Flow States notebook. Each of the notebooks are interactive, so it allows you to do some journaling as part of the process. The covers of the notebooks that you can access on the website at the top of the screen here. I appreciated your input after the first video regarding the notebook and the video. I've revised the notebook significantly and included the 18 psychic learning styles that you may experience on a daily basis. And I've done some minor revising of the video. I've also included a psychic technology annotated bibliography that I updated again, and I will upload the latest to the website that you see above where you can access these materials. I wanted to give you a quick look at the psychic learning styles instrument I put together that lists 18 psychic learning styles, of which you most likely will have more than one. Now we will go into the video. I want to welcome you to this reflection on the use of integrative holistic consciousness in our daily lives. This is the first of two videos where we will focus on examining how we can be more mindful of body, mind, spirit integration in our daily lives, work, and spirituality. We move fluidly back and forth daily between our body or corporeal technology, as I call it, and the spirit or psychic technology. I believe that if we intentionally enter into psychic technology, we can build our inner resources to enhance and enrich the work that we do and our interactions in day-to-day living. I have constructed a notebook you can use that is at the address on the top of this slide, and I encourage you to use that if you want to further reflect on the topic that we will discuss today. I want to briefly look at a couple of my own experiences in the non-local or psychic technology realm. In the 8th grade, I experienced a precognitive experience. Now, precognition is having an awareness that something will happen in the future, and we may have kind of gut instincts, other specific ideas that may come to us in terms of what may happen. Clairvoyance is similar, although clairvoyance is when you actually see a snapshot of what will happen in the future and have a real kind of sense of what it would be like, or what it would look like, for instance. I do not have the experience of clairvoyance, but I have had precognitive experiences across the lifespan. I've had a couple experiences of psychic technology in the 8th grade. One was precognition. In this case, in fall of 1963, on several occasions, I had a precognitive sense that on Good Friday in 1964, a cataclysmic earthquake would happen. I didn't know where, but I was sure that this would happen. And then on Good Friday of 1964, Alaska experienced a 9.2 superthrust Richter scale earthquake, which was quite devastating. Also in the 8th grade, I became fixated on trying to figure out what our reality looked like from the other side, and it became a lifelong obsession. In the last couple of years, I found this image that Flammarion had produced in the 1800s, which kind of looked at what I was trying to do. I was trying to figure out what things look like on the other side. In Flammarion's image, he was trying to decide what happened where the Earth met the sky. And so you'll notice he pulled back the edge of that, and inside of that looked like a lot of mechanistic sorts of things. Anyway, I was looking in the wrong direction most of my life and realized much later that there is no division between the space-time here and now reality and non-local. In fact, it's a seamless kind of experience that most of us experience every day, multiple times, where we're in the present, but we have where our mind is like thinking, we may have daydreams. It's the realms of many things that aren't time space grounded, for instance. So I think it would be helpful to begin to look at your own experiences of this, because I think we do a lot of this, but we don't label it because it seemed to be something people didn't want to talk about. But do you ever have an intuitive flash or gut feeling that about someone that you haven't seen in a long time, and then you get a phone call or a piece of mail or something else connected to them in the next couple of days. That would be kind of one of the examples. Another might be of having a gut reaction or intuitive flash about something that you're making a decision about, and you'll find that that instinct was accurate. Many years I denied my intuition, and finally, when I began to listen to it, I had less kind of difficulties with decisions that I would make. And then also coincidences in our lives, which some people may call synchronicity, that Carl Jung talked about. But these meaningful coincidences sometimes can move us forward in terms of the angst we may be experiencing at a particular time. So these two videos that we will have the opportunity to view, we'll just do this first one today, look at holistic consciousness in our practice in life. In the first video, we will explore the body, mind, and spirit connections. And as we will see on the slide that I've put up here, and then we will examine how the mind serves as what we call the liminal bridge, that between and betwixt space, between life, time, space, and psychic technology that we have experiences of daily will be our discussion. And now we will further explore the mind, body, and spirit connections. Now I would like to focus on the body as we proceed. The body is our space-time continuum, spacesuit, the container of our corporeal technology and how we function as we live upon the earth. And this includes all kinds of human activity aimed at transforming the biosphere of our environment. Some examples of our technology is the construction of rock art in ancient times, which was a way of communicating, development of agricultural instruments, machines of the Industrial Revolution, and building space vehicles and space travel more recently, and artificial intelligence are examples of this. Looking at the image that I've put up on the screen, we're going to focus on the left side under corporeal technology and looking at the various spheres. The Earth, of course, is the foundation upon which we exist and is what we call the geosphere, our grounding in space-time. The biosphere is the physical corpus, the element of what I call corporeal technology, our functioning, our bodies in space-time. And when we engage in the environment using the senses that we have of smell, touch, taste, sight, and hearing, this is our way of connecting with both space-time and non-local or psychic technology areas. Therefore, our physical spacesuit is equipped with corporeal technology negotiated through cognitive awareness, ability to reason, reflect on experience, and make decisions. Associated with cognitive abilities, we experience feelings of emotions, and they are associated with our thoughts. Part of corporeal technology includes body armor, and these are kind of warning systems, areas of our body that kind of indicate to us that things aren't right. It also resonates with positive experiences that may bring joy and natural high as well, which we all experience perhaps on several occasions each day. In space-time, we are physically proximate to each other in what we've come to call face-to-face encounters. Our corporeal energy is what we add to the atmosphere of our lives. We'll reflect on psychic technology. We experience psychic technology in non-local consciousness. There are many realms located in non-local consciousness, such as memory consciousness realms that are associated with the memory envelope containing all of the memories that have existed on Earth since its creation. Some of the memory consciousness realms include the Akashic Field, Akashic Record, the collective unconscious, archetypes, synchronicity, and flow states associated with our unique ways of creating our work, generally creativity. Psychic technology includes intuition, telepathy, remote viewing, mystical experience, synchronicity, near-death experiences, 200 plus psychic abilities, prayer, spirit communication, to name a few. There are many methods or ways to access material in non-local realms. For instance, I set aside an intention to find what I am seeking. I relax, close my eyes, and look at a blank screen. I then try to contact the person or information source I seek, and often instantaneously I get a response. It's like out of nothing uh, comes the material. In my case, I have to write the information that I receive telepathically. Some call this automatic writing. Each person has a unique way to access what they seek in non-local reality. Some people see places, spirits, things, and activity. Others may get information through a range of other ways. Some go directly to the space where they want to encounter the response to their inquiry, and others may use shamanic methods to ascend or descend to some welcoming space. Next, we will examine how the mind negotiates, synthesizes, fuses, and makes sense out of our corporeal technology and psychic technology interactions. Now we are going to talk about the mind, which is the synthesizer, integration, and what I call that liminal space, the betwixt and between space where time space meets the eternal now. And I'm going to put a image on the screen that's going to cover myself for a while because it's easier to look at this more complex image in terms of how the mind and spirit are integrated with the body into the making sense out of what comes to one, both on the Earth space-time side and on the non-local psychic technology direction. The mind is the liminal space that is the portal that weaves meaning out of our experience. The mind is a tapestry woven with elements of corporeal technology that include cognition and individual life memories embedded in the phenomenal matrix. The phenomenal matrix is the crucible. It creates meaning and transformation from life experience anchored in memories of our past and their associations with current experiences that we encounter both in time, space, and in psychic technology. It is a sifting and organizing stage upon which meaning of current experience is discovered based on past, present, and future emerging into the eternal now. The corporeal technology markers that are associated with the new experience are engaged in one's body armor. As we look to the left side of here, the body armor includes such things as the solar plexus, tightening of the throat, other areas in our body that have experienced some sort of memory related to trauma or perhaps ecstatic experiences as well. What bodily senses may be activated based on memory? Does one focus on the smell of a mother's baking cookies emerging from the door as we come home from school when we were in fifth grade, for instance? Or does the smell of alcohol and the breath of someone who assaulted us or touched us get triggered in terms of memory when some sort of similar experience is encountered? Another fabric that is fused in the mind is psychic technology. Many processes and questions arise with the fusion of psychic technology and corporeal technology. This raises several questions. How is our psychic technology being processed in the phenomenal matrix? And does the experience lead to some confusion that the mind then processes? You'll notice also on the body side, we have the senses of smell, touch, taste, sight, hearing, which are also kind of part of that body armor and separate from, but it all is operative in our experiences. I just wanted to remember to mention that as we see that on the image. Also, if you look at the phenomenal matrix, you'll see that there's a lot of squiggles and things inside. I try to depict what our past experiences are that are anchored in our memory, and what we encounter in the present then becomes fused into that matrix. And so that's why you'll notice I have such things as voice tone. That may be positive or negative voice tones, or both that we've had embedded in this matrix that we make sense out of when we have our encounter of experiences as we go forth both time space and into the non-local psychic technology areas. And so intuition, again, as I was saying, is triggered and felt in the solar plexus for some folks, others in the throat or other areas where we experience physical discomfort or joy associated with knowing something is either wrong or right for us. We are aware of other aspects of our memory in the memory consciousness realms or Akashic record, such as intergenerational trauma, perhaps. The interactions of the body, mind, and spirit form a holistic consciousness perspective that includes outer corporeal technology and inner psychic technology experiences and their processing within the whole person. We are congruent with our outer and inner world resources, and we focus on doing in our outer kind of experience, the space-time, day-to-day grounded in earth plane, and our inner resources, which focuses on the being aspect of who we are. And we can make more informed decisions if we integrate both the body and the spirit as we synthesize and fuse things within the mind to make sense out of our experience and discovery. In the next video, video 2, we will look at this area that we talked about earlier in terms of proximity proxy technology. In other words, how when we've invented things that replicate human behaviors and tasks, can we integrate all three of these, the body, proximity proxy, and psychic technology together and harmoniously to more greatly benefit what we're able to do. One of the areas that seems to be the least examined is the psychic technology, and that's part of why I wanted to focus on having us figure out how we might intentionally go there during our daily tasks. Thank you for viewing this. I hope it has been a helpful reflection.